Well, I've been involved since a kid. My dad introduced me to the sport. He was a penholder grip player himself. He played when he came to Australia in 1949, and he played a lot of local tournaments in the 50s and 60s. And during that period of time, I used to accompany him around the traps like Gunning, Goulburn, Mittagong, those sorts of areas, and watched him play and played myself. Being in the activity or the sport as a player, as an umpire, as a coach, as an official, as an administrator, I was a manager. And I guess in my later years now, I think I reckon that coaching is something that I've warmed to, and it's a area that I think is a good forward direction for me in teaching kids and adults. Well, if I would like to look at some major achievements during those 20 years, I would say being the finance director for more than a decade under the guise of Glennis Jolliffe, whereby during that period of time we're a sort of a small club, we've got a small venue, but during that 10-year period I think I managed to enhance the finances quite considerably. I think we may have broached the sort of $500,000 mark during that period of time in terms of assets that we accumulated. Look, as a player, it's taken me everywhere, and you meet illuminaries along the way, and I pay special tribute to both Paul Pinkovich and Marie Pinkovich. Now, you know Paul quite well. He's been around the traps for quite a while, and in terms of a player, he's taken me on to the international scene, and we've been to many countries under the guise of Pinky's tours, as you've probably heard bandied around the place. Look, volunteering is a difficult area, and from my experience, volunteers are hard to come by. And when I say they're hard to come by in that you get volunteers, but you don't have them involved in that particular activity or volunteering for a great period of time. And what attracts me to being a volunteer is the different facets of the sport that you can get involved and interested in. I'd like to set an example for others that if you persevere with the activity of volunteering, the rewards come at the end, and you know, it's something that I can sort of say to people who want to aspire to volunteer, to stick with it, to persevere. I'd just like to thank TTA for this recognition program. I think it's a great initiative. I'd like to thank Heather for putting me up for a nomination. I've mentioned my dad, so I'll have to thank him for introducing me to table tennis at a very early stage. And I'd like to give special thanks to Glennis Jolliffe, who is since deceased. She was the president of TTACT for more than 10 years. And during that time, I was on the board as treasurer, and she supported me quite strongly throughout that period. So I guess all this involvement has contributed to my quarter of a century being involved in table tennis activities.